Hello, everybody. This is CB with your Business Reality, and I welcome you back on Mondays at 1 p.m. So I'm truly excited to be here today and every Monday because every Monday we have different speakers from all over the world speaking about different topics. And so before we get started, I just want to tell you all the amazing offer I have right now for this month, well, within the next 2 weeks. It is a limited offer, and it's $50 marketing plans for the first 20 people. My marketing plans are $500. So I'm really pretty much giving you away on this marketing plan. So if you're interested in signing up or getting more information, you can message me in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever social media platform. But also on the description here, I have posted the calendar where you can just go in and sign up and do everything that you need to do. So we're going to be doing this from April 1st to the 16th. So it's just for 2 weeks. So make sure to sign up. And so I want to welcome you all to your business reality. So let's get started. And welcome back to your business reality with CB, which is moi. And today we have a special guest. Her name is Sandy Dedeian. Pronounce your last name for me.
Dedeian.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's fine.
I'm very excited that you are here today because you are also a woman in the marketing world, right? So let me tell you a little bit about Sandy. Sandy is an entrepreneur and marketing consultant and Pinterest strategist. She has 17 years of experience in marketing and the founder of Rectified Incorporation, a marketing consultancy firm based on Montreal. Sandy is also the host of the Rectified podcast and is launching a Pinterest marketing course called Pin and Go in mid-April. Well, welcome, Sandy. Thank you for being here today. And I'm truly excited to just get started and start talking about different areas of expertise. But I'm just very intrigued to know, what moved you to be the Pinterest strategist, right? In the marketing world, we have different areas, but the Pinterest, what could you started?
I started my company with just doing marketing strategies because most small businesses, they do not have anyone who works with them in marketing. They don't know what to do. They have a product or a service that they want to market, but they don't actually know what to do. So that's how it started, basically. And then slowly and gradually, I started adding all those services with social media and all that, email marketing, etc. And then I realized the power of Pinterest because I use it for my own company. I do pin all the blog posts that we write, and I pin all the podcast episodes even that we create on my own podcast. So basically, I realized how powerful it is and how much it just brings traffic to my website, and I don't actually have a tangible product. And the more I used it, the more I realized that it is really something to look into. It's like a hidden gem that nobody's paying attention to.
Mm-mm. Yeah, see, I'm not even using it as much anymore, so I definitely need to get together with you so we can try it out and see how we can work together for some of my stuff. And what are the things that are so cool about Pinterest that most people are just overseeing?
First things first, I want to clarify something, that Pinterest is not social media. So for in people's mind, they just consider it as another social media platform, such as Instagram or Facebook, the whole thing that's happening with TikTok and all that. But Pinterest is actually a visual search engine. It's the third largest search engine after Google and YouTube. So it's a place where people go to search for something. So let's say people say, oh my God, it's a platform where it's like, oh, I plan a birthday, I plan a bridal shower and this and that. But in fact, think about it. Like, let's say you're planning somebody's birthday and you have this board where you pinned all those products. But on the other hand, there's this business owner who actually sells this product. So you found these things and you're going to buy these things from this website that you found on Pinterest. So if you're a small business owner and you're pinning all those things and people are finding them, they're actually going to your website, they're finding your company, and they're going to your website, and eventually probably they will buy from you. So it's a very interesting thing that you can do, even if you're a service provider, like a social media marketer or an agency or any type of service.
I've seen people, like, they're cleaning person. I'm like, where do you found them? Pinterest. I'm like, what? And it's interesting because so it's in more of an organic lead way, in a sense.
Yes, it is one of the platforms where you can still grow organically. And even if you want to invest in paid ads, we are getting leads and conversions for much cheaper than on Facebook and Instagram. So it is the place to be, let's just say.
So tell me a little bit of how pre-COVID and now after COVID, how Pinterest either got better, or how is it operating before, COVID and now after COVID?
Yeah. Pinterest has always been this place. It's in their mission to be this place like where people are happy. It's a happy place. So it's not like you go on Facebook or on Twitter. There's always like these wars that are happening virtually there and all these bad news that are being spread. They're making sure that the place remains a happy place. Pre or post COVID, this has been their policy. So political ads are forbidden. Like, you cannot have political ads on Pinterest. You can't have anything, for example, talking about vaccines, pro or anti-vaccine, even before COVID. Like, there are groups of people who, are pro or against even from before COVID. And these topics are forbidden. They're banned from Pinterest. So when COVID hit last year, it became this place where people found something nice, I don't know, how to relax or how to cook, and baking tips and all that, and like yoga and relaxation and meditation and all those things. So there are certain topics. If you see the trends of the searches of 2020, it was all about wellness and, all
feeling
around.
good.
Exactly. Feeling good, baking and all that. So it was pretty interesting, but also a very important thing happened to Pinterest in 2020. It's that they went public. So it became a public company.
Wow.
And their stocks are being traded now. So a lot of changes happened on the platform. They're obviously going to think more about profit because now they are public and people need to get returns. But still, it didn't reach the point where it's like another Facebook and Instagram. It's
honestly,
still okay.
That's like the number one thing that I get, at least in the marketing world, is, okay, Facebook is charging me X amount, but it's not really reaching match. Like, Instagram is happening now, LinkedIn, like, where else can I go? Right.
Yeah.
So it's like so important to just know that different areas, but also that ones that is just, because Pinterest is both e-commerce and service, correct?
Exactly. You can also be a blogger, for example, and like drive traffic to your blog posts. For example, you have all those affiliate links on your site. They may click on it and then you can get revenue. You can set different goals for different types of businesses. For e-commerce, conversion goals are obviously selling the product at the end of the day, or like having repeat purchases from these clients that you gained. But for people like me, for example, or like you, or like an agency or a service-based company, maybe their conversion goal is to just collect emails and then retarget them with email campaigns, or like communicate, sell something for them, a service, or I don't know, a course, or like a small digital product through this email that they acquired. So that can be their ultimate goal. And in my company, for example, Pinterest is the number one place where I'm able to get emails, and people are opting into my offers more than anywhere else on social media. So it all depends on the goal that you set for yourself. But you need to pay attention to the goal and then build the sequence, like your funnel, according to where you want people to go. So they go on Pinterest, they see the spin, but where do you want them to go after that? So you need to set up the whole thing before even doing the whole pinning thing.
Absolutely. It's like, where are you going to send them to? Where are they going to go, right? So it's really, really
Exactly.
important. We actually had
Exactly.
somebody today, Dr. Florence from Africa. She just says, greetings, dear.
Hi.
She's amazing. So I'm going to shift gears for a little bit, because you don't just do Pinterest, you do other things in marketing as well. And so I want to be able to discuss this is,
Yes.
how important is to have a marketing strategy and a marketing plan?
Yeah, I think it's very important. People disregard this and they think,
Mhm.
oh, let me just open an Instagram account and then start. Yeah, I know. We see this all the time. So they're like, oh, I'll just put a few pictures and it's going to work and I'm going to sell and be a millionaire or something. But it doesn't work like that. Like, you need to know where you're going. You need to know who you are, what you're doing, who are your customers, your ideal customers. And then what, let's say a part of your strategy could be what social media platforms you want to be on. You can't be everything to everyone. You can't be on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook. Now there's Clubhouse, now there's TikTok. There's every day there's something new. You need to choose, because you're a small business, you don't have the team. So it depends on where your audience is. That's where you need to go. If you're B2B, if you're B2C, their age group, their preferences, their what they like, how they speak. I don't know. There's a lot of things that you need to understand in order to build your strategy. And then once you have a marketing strategy, you can also build your content on that, and then be able to target better people on social media or everywhere else.
Yeah, oftentimes I find people just going on circles and circles and more circles, and they're like, well, I'm not sure what's happening. And once I start
Yeah.
digging in, I'm like, well, where's your plan?
Yeah, there is no plan.
And the crazy part is that they plan for everything, right? They have a business plan, they have a budget plan, they have like an employee plan,
Yeah.
and then they forget about the marketing plan. And and honestly, in any business, whether it's servers or e-commerce, as far as the marketing aspect, it's very, very important. It's your execution aspect and how your clients are going to view you, whether they're going to want to work with you, whether they see potential, whether it aligns with them, right? Let's touch a little bit into the emotional intelligence with the marketing strategy, because it's no longer just logistics. In your opinion, from your end, from in Canada, what are you seeing as far as the emotional intelligence, combined with the marketing strategy? How important is it now to just have both?
It is very, very important. People are more and more aware of everything that's happening. People are aware about whether or not you're just lying to them. Let's just say it bluntly. They need to see, they need to understand, they need to know what's happening, and you need to talk to them in a way that they understand, that speaks to them on an emotional level also. So it's all very important. You need to take into consideration, it's not like before. This is no longer a magazine ad. There's interaction with people. You need to listen to them and see what they want, what they're requesting, and all that. So it is very important, regardless of where you are in the world.
Absolutely. And one of the cool things about you and me is that we were able to connect because we work very similar with our clients. We really use the combination between logistics and being sincere, and in the motion aspect of it as well. It's important. It's their business, right? Or if they're buying a product, we want them to be happy and so forth. But one of the things that I was actually reading in LinkedIn not too long ago, it was an article, and I forget the name, but it basically was saying the new way of marketing due to the whole COVID situation, 2020, basically people want sincerity. They don't want
Yeah,
people to lie to them anymore. They want
exactly.
truthfulness. They want sincere things. And like you said, they're more aware of what is happening,
Yeah.
that they can see through you
Yeah.
at the end of the
Even
day.
let's even with influencers, for example, people don't follow them blindly anymore. Like before, it used to be, oh, they show all these products and people just buy what they're selling and this and that. But then they realize that a lot of them, for example, are just doing this for, the money. Not
Money.
everybody is sincere, so they started choosing who they want. That's why some people are more successful than the other, because they know that this particular influencer is really honest. Like he or she really loves this product. They give the right reviews and all that. So not just in how the company markets, but also in, for example, if they're going into influencer marketing, in the persons they choose to market that and all, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So it is very important, and it's also super important to get their feedback, and it's very easy nowadays to get that with all those polls that you can do online and social media and all that. It's very, very interesting. It's much easier to access information, but it's also more difficult to please everyone. So
Oh, absolutely. And that's why, like, and
yeah,
I tell people all the time, not everybody's going to work with me. Not everybody's going to work with you, right?
yeah, yeah,
I may not be your cup of tea, and that's okay. But the one thing that they will always get from you and from me is sincerity. At the end of the day, we will tell you how it is, what we're seeing.
exactly.
That's our job. Our job is we're researching all day long to see what's happening, what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
And we may work differently, but at the same time, it's about the client and their needs, and being able to fulfill that job, right?
yes,
So
exactly.
I
It's
love
also,
it.
let's just moving forward from listening to them, it's also very important to check all the metrics that we have. So everything in Google Analytics and all the insights on social media and on Pinterest, I think it's very, very important to check that, because it also shows us what's working and what's not working, in addition to all the polls that we're doing everywhere.
It's crazy is I've done some personal testings lately. I've been
Yeah.
doing some like professional ones, and then I've done like one where I'll just throw in a very personal one, and then I look at the analytics and I'm like, my super personal one was like, oh, like super big on
Yeah,
analytics, like it went all over, everybody loved it, and I'm like, okay.
exactly. The
And
same
then
thing happens with me. The personal ones are the ones that like are up there, and then the rest are like on a different category.
it's just interesting, but it tells me when I see that
Mm.
it's more like people want to see the feeling and the truthfulness about it, right? Because if you're just
Yeah,
posting business stuff, it's another just business stuff, even though you are very professional and you were that. But the personal gives it like an extra touch of the type of
yeah,
person that you are and the type of
yes.
character. So
Mm.
it gives them a different feeling about who the person is. So thank you so much for just touching base on that and the importance of it, because
Yeah,
starting in 2021, I totally revamped everything and I realized the true need of it, especially with everybody's kind of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which direction to go. Like you said, there's so many platforms and there's so many more
yeah,
coming through
yeah,
that it's kind of, which one does it work for me? Which ones
exactly.
do I want to work with as well, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited about your podcast. So tell us a little bit about your Pinterest podcast that you have coming in next month.
It's a Pinterest course, actually.
Oh, it's a course. Good.
Yeah,
Tell us
yeah.
about
It's going to be launched in April 20, I believe, the date. I'm not sure about the exact date. I'm still fine tuning it, but around the 20th of April.
it. Okay.
It's called Pin and Grow. It's a Pinterest training. It's going to be a one-to-one training with me every Monday on Zoom, 2 hours for 4 weeks. And then there's going to be like homeworks and things that they can do. They will learn all about Pinterest, how to market on it, and how to, the basics, set up their profile and start pinning and grow their audience on it. And then after that, every 2 weeks, I'm going to have a follow-up just to see what's happening with them. So follow-up calls and weekly Q&A calls for them to see what's going on with them and if they need any help and if they have any questions. So it's not going to be one of those courses where it's like pre-recorded and then you have to go on your own pace. It's really like a one-to-one training with access to me. I'm going to be there. I'm going to tell them if they have questions, if there's anything that they need. They will be the first group, so they will always be able to be in touch with me at all times. And I hope it's going to be beneficial, and I hope I will be able to tell them something that will benefit their business eventually.
I think that's beautiful what you're doing, because like you said, it's not going to be just another course where it's pre-recorded and you go on your own pace, because we all know when we go on our own pace, we really don't complete everything.
We don't do it exactly.
And we don't do it on time, and we don't do it correctly.
Yeah.
But at least the accountability by working with you, it's going to be there on a weekly basis and answering, because a lot happens in a week, and being able to just answer those questions, or sometimes we get stuck in that, being stuck real quick, makes such a difference in sales and so forth. So I'll tell you an interesting story that happened like a month ago. I was taking some like little online, it wasn't like online courses. I was just reading some like video, like not reading some books and listening to some videos and so forth. And so sometimes when we're working right in our business or in our job, whatever you may do for a living, it's so hard to see what you're doing wrong, right? And or what's happening. And sometimes you see like you need an outside perspective coming in so that you can keep moving forward. So it was actually through Kelly O'Neill courses that she had a whole week of just literally just doing all these different lives and doing all these workshops, and you had homework and things like that. It was intense, but it was good. And it was not until like there was moments where I was just getting on, just on myself. And it was not until I like was in like maybe her third class, I totally got unstuck, sold a whole bunch that day, like that week. And it really made a difference, because sometimes I got into my head, right? I got into my head and I was just like, well, am I in the right direction? Things are changing. I was overthinking it, right? A lot of times we do that.
Yeah.
And because we see other people doing other stuff, we think, okay, maybe I should do X, Y, Z. Anyways, at the end of the day, it worked. I don't work with her, but at the end of the day, those classes and those worksheets really, really helped me. And so even like, just like you said, being able to have a call with you, that's so important, because everybody's in different levels, and being able to just have somebody to support you and see an outside perspective that you're not seeing in your business. Oh my God, it's so essential.
Yeah. Let's just also clarify that, yes, there are all these courses, and in your case, you were able to get some, return out of it. But we need to also understand that if we don't do the work, we will not get any return. Like if I'm doing the impossible to teach you everything and to tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, you're not doing that. You're not doing, you're not pinning the exact same way that you're supposed to pin, or you're not doing anything, it's just not going to work. So with all these courses, yes, I'm not a big fan of these pre-recorded stuff. I do like to have the interaction and see the reactions of people and what they need. I may or may not readjust the content of the trainings according to what they need, also like during second session, third session, or fourth session. But it's also important to like follow up with them and make sure that they're doing the work so that they will succeed at the end. So this was a major point for me, and it's fine if it's just a few people. I don't care about having hundreds of people. I just want to create an impact and help a small business owner.
Absolutely. And you pointed out something so important, and that's with everything is, the person has to want to, it has to want that change.
Yeah,
We can be here all day and we can hold our hands all day long, but if they're not doing the work, it's not going to work. And a lot of times, it's not that they don't want to. A lot of the times is that they're not ready.
exactly. Exactly. So it's important for them to see that they have the time to do this. They have the time to apply everything, and they really need this for their business in order for them to succeed in all this.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, especially with Pinterest being public, it's going to be very interesting.
Yes, now is the time to join, by the way, because later on, who knows? It may be the next Facebook or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
For now,
probably.
it's still possible. It's still organic. You don't have to do ads, but if you do, also it's very beneficial more than any other platform. So it is a good place to be.
This is good to know. Thank you, Sandy, for being here with us today and talk about the interest and the next potential of just businesses to be able to put their services or their products out there and in a more organic way that doesn't cost them an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So if you want to contact Sandy, I have two links right here. This is her website, www.rectify.co, and her Instagram is right here as well, Sandy dash Dedeian. So is there any last minute thing you just want to tell everybody before we head out?
Yeah, for those of you who are interested in Pinterest marketing and you don't know where to start, I just created a simple checklist where you can check if you're ready for it, things you need to have before starting marketing on Pinterest, and things you need to do right after you start your Pinterest account. So you can find it through the link in my bio or on the website. There's like a place that says Pin and Grow. You can click on it and just download the PDF, or in the bio of my Instagram account, you can also download it from there. And yeah, I hope I'll be able to help you in a way or another. And if you have anything to ask me, please DM me on Instagram and I will answer you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Sandy, for being here today. And
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for all the listeners for being here today or listening after. I just want to say one more time, my limited offer is going to end soon. So it's only $50 marketing plan. Literally, I work one-on-one with you and create this marketing plan so that you're no longer suffering. So, Sandy and I spoke about it earlier today.
Yeah.
It's just so important to just get everything right from the beginning so that everything flows. So we definitely want that to happen, and I want to help you and assist you so that you're no longer suffering, especially with all these new changes. So I want to thank you all for being here. We will be here next week. We are booked until June, so we're going to have every week we're going to have somebody different and interesting. So stay tuned. If you ever want to contact me, just message me. You can really find me anywhere. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, email, website, whatever. I'm literally really reachable. I'm here to support and help you in any way that I can. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to assist you. Everybody have a blessed day, and we'll see you next week. Take care.